Welcome to Clubhouse with a short discussion on how I pronounce the word Gundam. And don't click away yet, this isn't what you might think and I'm not picking a fight. You see, I get told about the way I read Gundam in the comments enough that I thought maybe it's worth talking about here and telling you why I think it's actually not an important thing how you read it, according to me anyway. It really isn't something I care a lot about, actually. But, you see, I'll extend it olive branch and I'm gonna read it the other way this whole video, so hopefully you're gonna hear me out and let me tell you about some history. To be clear, I'm perfectly aware of the mainstream way of reading the name as Gundam, and I don't know when that became the dominant way to read it. I suspect maybe after Gundam Wing made the robot series more widely known, and I actually doubt if any popular English medium ever read it the way I do.
Gundam, the Battle Master 2.
Turn A, Gundam.
Get onto that elevator and pilot the Gundam mobile suit.
So my point is, I do actually know this way of reading it despite me not saying it like that, and I get why some of you are pretty put off when I don't say it like that. But you see, I don't think it was a name that was ever meant to be taken very seriously, especially not to the degree that it seems to matter. So let's go back a little bit, back to 1979. And Gundam is a super robot name. It really is. Which is to say, it's mostly gibberish and it is made of nonsensical sounds. Now, I know there's that whole story about how it's a portmanteau of gun and freedom, and then Tomino changed it to Gundam because it stops weapons like a hydro dam. Which is, you know, if you think about it, kind of makes my reading right. But anyway, Gundam was born in a time when super robots weren't super robots. They were just robots. You know, when you said robots, you thought of all those things. And Gundam was made to be one of them, but with some twists put in, you know, courtesy of old Tomino. So let me share with you some choice names from that era. So we have Tridor G7, we have Zambot 3, we have God Mars, Daitarn 3, and Raideen. I think you'll agree it's pretty hard to take these names very seriously or be kind of upset if someone read Zambot as Zambot, or Tridor as Tridar, or heck, you know, Godzilla versus Gojira. And Gundam is one of them, no matter what Tomino or anyone says, because a robot name has to sound like a robot name in the 70s or else people won't recognize us and the toys won't sell. It's just through some freak accident that Gundam is the only one among all its peers to survive all this time and become a cultural icon. And in case you don't believe me, you know, because I am prone to tinfoil hat theories, the series really was at the mercy of toy sales. The sponsor, Clover, which made this lovely toy here known to fans as the Clover Gundam, is directly responsible for a lot of things like the core block system, the white base, which was a toy they made for something else and they couldn't sell, so they just made the staff put it in, and the G-Armor, which Tomino hated, and that's why it was scrubbed from all the movies. But Clover wanted it because that's what super robot toys did. You know, they combine, they split and all that stuff. I mean, for God's sake, the thing has a poleaxe. But anyway, I'm an old fan. Not old like an old man, but I've been with the series long enough to realize that it is a 70s robot show with a 70s robot show name that had to please Clover, and trust me, the people at Clover sound like huge dicks and they seem like really hard to please. No, and on the topic of being an old fan, I really am. I was around for the SD Gundam boom, and I was very much a target demographics of the 90s era Gundam products, even in their darkest years with Gundam X and Turn A. What I mean is, I'm this weird thing where I'm an English-speaking fan from a time before the name was ever spoken in English. I mean, as far as I know, the name made sense both as Gundam and Gundam, because Gandamu in Japanese is kind of unhelpful, and it sits somewhere in between. I was also never actually a part of the English-speaking Gundam community because there really wasn't one in my time. Now, this isn't excusing myself or anything, it's more like I never actually cared that much at all about how the name is read because I always saw it as a nonsensical word, in English anyway, despite how much I loved the series, and I actually never even thought it was a thing to read it one way or the other, much like Evangelion or Evangelion, which actually is a thing fans fight about, and that's stupid. But I really am serious that I really don't care either way, so I'm just gonna say Gundam from now on, you know, because I get people leaving comments and saying that they're really ticked off from time to time, so I suspect there's actually a good number of you guys who haven't spoken up who might feel that same way, but you're actually really polite and really sweet to me and haven't said anything. So, you know, let's just make everyone's life easier. And we have this video here in case anyone's confused why I suddenly changed the way I say the name. One last thing, there are a bunch of videos that I've already recorded and I've already edited, and I don't say Gundam in them, and I'm just gonna leave them as is, so don't go shaking me down whenever I pull one of those old stock ones out to use. And if you're really annoyed and you stuck around this long to watch my videos despite the way I read Gundam, then this is especially for you, because thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get back to work, so I'll see you next time.